Good morning, friends. So today we're going to continue with Miss Daisy is Crazy. Yesterday we read chapters 1 and 2. So let's review a little bit of what happens in chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is the first day of second grade for AJ and a couple of his classmates. And AJ tells the teacher that he hates school. She says, I hate school too. I would much rather be sitting at home on my sofa watching TV and eating bonbons. The kids don't know what bonbons are, so she tells them that they're little bite-sized pieces of chocolate that are just delicious, and she can pop the whole thing into her mouth. Um, and she would much rather be sitting home eating that candy than being at school. So at the end of that first chapter, AJ, who said he hated school, says, "Me and Miss Daisy had a lot in common. Maybe going to school wouldn't be so terrible after all." The second chapter, they are doing a math lesson while they wait for the principal to come to their class. And AJ says, "I hate arithmetic. And I hate apples. So you can just keep all the apples in that problem because I don't care what the answer is." And Miss Daisy says, I don't like math either. I don't like arithmetic. I'm not good at it. I can't even do 4 times 4. So 2 other students in the class try to arrange crayons on the desk, 4 in a row and then 4 rows, and count the crayons out to show Miss Daisy that 4 times 4 is 16. She says, "I just don't get it." So another student tries to use pencils and pretty much does the same thing. 4 in a row, 4 rows, count the pencils. Miss Daisy says, "Well, what happens if you take half of them away?" So, the student takes half the pencils away and they realize that it's 8. So half of 16 is 8. So they're, talking about all this, and Miss Daisy's going, "I still don't get it. I don't know what you're doing. I guess I'm going to have to learn it tomorrow. This arithmetic is too hard." So they put everything away because the principal's coming in. The principal's going to talk to them about second grade, welcome to them to the school, excuse me, and talk about just the rules of the school and all the fun things that they can do. At the end of the principal talking, he asks if anybody has any questions, and AJ says, "Did all your hair fall out of your head, or did you cut it off?" Everybody laughed. The teacher kind of thought that was a rude question. And the principal says, "Actually, it was both. My hair was falling out, so then I just decided to shave the rest of it off." One of the students feels bad for him, and he says, "Could have been worse. At least my brain didn't fall out." So they ask if they have any other questions, and AJ says, "Do you have a dungeon downstairs for bad kids?" And the principal jokingly says, "Actually, the dungeon's on the 3rd floor." Nobody laughed. They didn't think it was funny. So the principal felt bad that he told a joke that, everybody kind of thought was scary. And he invites everybody to the front of the room to kind of touch his bald head and see what it feels like. So at the end of this, AJ says the same thing about the principal. He seems really nice, but, I don't think we can trust him. And I think he was lying about that dungeon. Okay, so from here, we're going to continue. Chapter 3 is called How to Spell Read. Before school started, my mother told me that second grade was the most interesting grade because this was the year I would be able to read chapter books all by myself. I already knew how to read, even though I had tried very hard not to learn. You see, my friend Billy told me that you really don't have to know how to read. Billy says that when you grow up and make lots of money, you can pay people to read for you. That sounded good to me. "I hate reading," I announced when Miss Daisy passed out some spelling worksheets. "Me too," agreed Miss Daisy. "You do?" we all asked. "Yup," she said. "I can't read a word." "You can't?" "Nope." "You can't even spell the word read?" Michael Robinson asked. "I don't have a clue," she said, scratching her head the same way she did when she told us she didn't know how to multiply 4 times 4. "Just sound it out," Miss Daisy, Andrea suggested. "R-E-E-D?" Miss Daisy said. "No," we all shouted. "I give up," she said. "Do any of you know how to spell the word read?" "R-E-A-D," we all chanted. "Wow, I didn't know that," marveled Miss Daisy. "You've taught me a lot today." "How'd you get to teach second grade if you don't even know how to spell read?" asked Ryan. "Well, I figured that second graders don't know how to spell very well, so it wouldn't matter whether or not I could spell." I know how to spell lots of hard words, Andrea Young announced. Me too, everybody else said. Really? Miss Daisy said. Like what? Everybody started shouting out words and how to spell them, but Miss Daisy stopped us and made us take turns. She had each of us go up to the chalkboard and write 3 words we knew. I wrote tonight, writing, and McDonald's. By the time we were done, the whole chalkboard was filled with words. There wasn't even any room left for more. Wow, Miss Daisy said, you kids have taught me so much this morning. I'm really glad I decided to become a teacher. So now we're also going to do chapter 4. Miss Daisy is crazy. It's the name of that chapter. In the lunchroom, I opened my lunchbox and saw that my mom had packed me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I traded it with Michael Robinson for his potato chips. Everyone was talking about Miss Daisy. Miss Daisy's crazy, Ryan said. She's the weirdest teacher I ever had, said Emily. She can't read, she can't write, she can't even do arithmetic. What kind of teacher's that? A bad one, I said. Hey, I just thought of something, Michael Robinson was able to say, even though his mouth was filled with peanut butter. Do you think that maybe Miss Daisy isn't really a teacher at all? What do you mean? Ryan asked. So here's all the kids sitting in lunch and thinking about how Miss Daisy could be a teacher when she doesn't know anything. Maybe she's an imposter, said Andrea. An imposter? What's that? I asked. Someone who imposts? No, silly. An imposter is somebody who pretends to be somebody else, Andrea explained. She might be a fake teacher. Maybe Miss Daisy is really a jewel thief or a bank robber, I guessed. Maybe she snuck into the school and is hiding so the police won't catch her. I think you're the one who's crazy, Andrea giggled, choking on her milk. But what if Miss Daisy was a bank robber? Or she could be a horse thief or a cattle rustler or someone who parks where there's a yellow line on the curb. My head was starting to fill with all kinds of awful things Miss Daisy could be. Maybe Miss Daisy kidnapped our real teacher and is holding her for ransom, I suggested. Wow, you think so? Emily asked, looking all scared. What's ransom? Asked Ryan. My mom tells me I'm handsome, Michael Robinson claimed. Not handsome, ransom, said Andrea. I don't know what it is, but whenever somebody's kidnapped, they get held for it. In cartoons, people who get kidnapped are always tied up to railroad tracks, I reminded everybody. Maybe our real teacher's tied up to some railroad tracks right now. We've got to save her, said Emily, and she went running out of the lunchroom. Wait a minute, said Michael Robinson. That doesn't make sense. If Miss Daisy can't even read or do arithmetic, how's she going to be able to kidnap a teacher and tie her to railroad tracks? She doesn't look like a kidnapper to me, Ryan said. We should tell Principal Klutz, said Andrea. He'll know what to do. No, I shouted. Don't you see how good we have it? If we tell Principal Klutz how dumb Miss Daisy is, he will fire her and replace her with a real teacher. A real teacher who knows reading and writing and arithmetic. We'll have to learn all that stuff. You don't want that, do you? No way, said Michael Robinson. I don't care if she's an imposter or a bank robber or a kidnapper, I said. I like her. I say we keep her. Me too, Michael Robinson agreed. I think she's cool. Okay, let's not tell anybody, I said. It will be our little secret. We all agreed. Our lips would be sealed, but not sealed with glue or anything. That would be gross. And that's the end of chapter 4. So you have a couple questions to answer. If you need any assistance or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to teachers. And we will see you guys soon. Have a great day.